Guys, really quickly, all right? Mermaids absolutely have been in our overall human history, let's say, for generations, if not thousands of years. A lot of them ended up really just being manatees that people was confused. If you look at the manatee, you'll kind of understand instantly what I'm talking about, right? Beard, stands up oddly, has flippers, and has arms that are like this, right? Or we can go back to like the ancient times of Greece with the sirens, or the Assyrian goddess Atagardis. Guys, right? Or the overall concept of the merfolk from various folklore tales. Guys, it has been attached to our human society for a really, really long time. And I even think some parts of West Africa have been claiming to see mermaids for a really long time, specifically like Togo, Benin, Nigeria, right? But all right, listen, let's go and check this out. The name of the video is the Real Mermaid Sightings from Around the World. All right, this is a video suggested through Discord, guys. Let's check it out. All right.
Mermaids go back thousands of years. From the Netherlands to South Africa, here are 10 famous mermaid sightings from around the world.
Let's go.
Number 10. British Columbia, 1967.
Okay.
In 1967, British Columbia became a hub of mermaid excitement when one day, ferry riders spotted a mermaid lounging on the shore of Main Island.
Did it look like a fat man with a beard? It was probably a manatee.
They claimed they saw a topless blonde woman with the tail of a porpoise sitting on the beach shore. Some witnesses even became very upset as they believed they saw the mermaid eating a raw salmon. One tourist from Iowa even managed to take a picture. After the sighting,
Bro, stop playing. Was that the photo?
One tourist from Iowa.
Hold on, guys. Let's go ahead and inspect this terrible image. Okay? Now, if these are tourists, I'm thinking they could have probably set this up. I do see it looks like it has kind of like a mono fin here, guys. All right. And there is a person with like a fish in their hand. It's a terrible photo. Again, of course. I mean, we can never get any clear images. All right. For some reason. Either way. All right, I'll give you this. This is definitely a blonde woman. Is she topless? Potentially. I can't really see but this looks like something that could be staged, guys. It's too perfect, if that makes any sense. And again, I'm a skeptic of basically everything I encounter until I see proof. But let's continue.
Iowa even managed to take a picture. After the sighting, the mermaid was seen one more time the following week, as the locals got swept up by the spotting.
Yeah. Hey, Susan, can you come out again? We have some tourists coming. I'm gonna call her Susan.
Of this mysterious mermaid, the town locals began to seek any information relating to her. The town newspaper, The Colonist, put up a $25,000 reward for the mermaid. Arrangements were even made for the mermaid to have room and board once she was found and successfully acclimated into the town setting. Although many believe that the whole thing was a charade, many still believe that what they saw was real. Number 9.
Listen, you could have put $1 million up. All right? It wouldn't have mattered. Because you know why? It wasn't real. It was Susan. Okay? She lives in the town over there. But all right.
Scotland, 1830.
Okay.
Mermaids are part of Scotland's countless mysteries and legends. In 1830, the people of the island of Benbecula saw a mermaid. While cutting seaweed near the shore one day, a woman reportedly saw a miniature woman swimming in the water. Surprised by her discovery, she called many people over to view the water dweller. Some men rushed at her in the water either to
I bet they did.
catch her or get a closer look, and the woman swam out of reach. Some boys threw stones at the frightened mermaid, and one struck her in the back. A few days later, the corpse of the mermaid supposedly washed up on the shore.
By getting hit with a rock.
Like many of the other claims of mermaids, this one was small, with pale white skin and had the tail of a fish without scales. After the discovery, the sheriff of the town thought it only fitting that the mermaid have a proper burial. Someone constructed a coffin, and the mermaid, wrapped in a shroud, was laid to rest above the shoreline where she was found. To this day, no one knows exactly where the mermaid was buried, as no marker was left to denote the spot. Number 8.
Guys,
West Indies, 1614. John Smith, the same John Smith from Pocahontas, reported that he saw a mermaid off
But that was a nasty man, John Smith.
the coast of West Indies in 1614. According to the story, Smith saw a woman swimming parallel to the shore. He was captivated by the grace in which she moved and noted that she had ears that were too long, a nose that was too short, eyes that were too round, and green hair. He also noted that the woman was a little attractive from the waist up. From the waist down, however, she was all
A fish.
Some doubt has been thrown on the veracity of the tale, of course. Otherwise, where would the mystery be? One source claims he wasn't in the West Indies, but in Newfoundland. Another historian says that Smith wasn't in the West Indies in 1614, though he was there in 1607. Potato in this case. The same historian suggested that Alexander Dumas fabricated the tale to give credence to his own mermaid story about a Frenchman searching for a Dutchman who had 4 children with a mermaid. Number 7, Norway, 1608. In 1608, Henry
Okay,
Hudson
this is weird, guys. All right. I mean, and the fact that we're referring to like things that are super old, guys, a lot of these people, specifically explorers, they made up a lot of things so they can consistently get funded, right? I'm telling you. Look at this weird thing over there. I found it. I need to go over there so I can study it, right? So make sure you give me more money for my next expedition. Like, think of Patagonia and the land of the giants, the lie that was told to get funded for South America, the southern tip of South America. They said there were giants there, guys. You know why? So they can get more funding for the next trip. They kept saying these things. So we kind of know, like historically, they would say a lot of things. It would matter more, like nowadays, if we start getting stories of mermaids, if that makes any sense. Because there really there's no need to lie to get funding for an exploration like that. And plus we have cameras and sensors and all types of things, right? LiDAR, right? We have all of these things that have the ability to find things. So, yeah, you would have to bring back proof. You can't just say something. And a lot of these like boat captains said a lot of whatever they wanted to say back then, guys.
explored the cold northern waters off Norway. Written in his journal, he describes a day when he encountered a group of mermaids. Hudson claimed a mermaid appeared in the water, saw his crew, and called up more of her mermaid sisters. He described the women as being as big as the men in his crew, with very white skin and long dark hair. He claimed their tails looked like a dolphin's, but were spotted like a mackerel. Hudson was thrilled that he had discovered mermaids. What makes this case so
Oh, you saw your first manatee. Hold on, guys. All right.
strange is that it occurred in the Bering Sea. Most mermaid sightings are discounted as sailors mistaking animals, often manatees, as mermaids. However, no manatees swim the waters of the Bering Sea. Naturalist Philip Henry Goss, in his mid-1800s work, The Romance of Natural History, believes it to be impossible that Hudson mistook an animal for this mermaid. He believes seasoned sailors such as Hudson would be able to identify animals in that location easily.
Okay.
Goss believes either Hudson made this entire story up,
Yeah.
or he actually saw something truly unique to the realm of science. We may never know. Number 6, Netherlands, 1430. According to legend, in the Netherlands in 1430, the dikes failed in Edam, West Friesland, and the area flooded. 2 girls took a little boat out to milk their cows. As they did so, they came upon a mermaid.
But why'd you call them that, though? You just said that so nonchalantly.
Mermaid floundering in shallow water. They took the mermaid home where they dressed and fed her. She never spoke but learned how to weave and spin. She tried to escape from the girls several times, but she was always watched carefully. After living on land for 15 years, legend goes that she died, and because she learned to kneel before a crucifix, was buried in the local churchyard. The story
Guys, no. Guys, come on. All right. This one here is obviously just a tale. It sounds just like a tale you would tell your kids. Maybe your kids were kind of losing faith in their religion, and they need to tell them, like, even the mermaid joined us. Could be.
Story, though, doesn't explain how a creature with a fish's tail was able to kneel at all or even survive on land, but it makes for a good story. Number 5, Indonesia, 1943. In the midst of World War II, one of the most well-documented mermaid sightings occurred. Japanese soldiers set up a surveillance team on the K Islands of Indonesia. During the time there, several members of the team reported seeing a small humanoid figure in the water with spines on its neck and a head and a mouth like a carp. The mermaid figure often played in lagoons and near the beach shores of the K Islands. As sightings continued, the indigenous people invited a sergeant with the group, Mr. Taro Horiba, to see what they had caught in their fishing nets. Upon arrival at the village, he entered the chieftain's home to find one of these creatures splayed out on the floor. Horiba described a small body with red-brown hair, spines along the neck, and a humanoid face with a lipless, fish-like mouth full of needle-sharp teeth. Mr. Horiba was confused and shocked by what he saw and urged zoologists to investigate after the war. However,
this would be more like cryptozoologists.
No one believed any of his stories of mermaids in the K Islands. Number 4, the Dominican Republic, 1493. While on his quest to find a better route to India, Christopher Columbus stumbled upon the Caribbean islands. In January of 1493, he recorded in his journal that he saw 3 mermaids in the water. He noted that they weren't as beautiful as the ones depicted in paintings and that they appeared to be only human in their faces. To him and the rest of the crew, it is likely that they believed that they had come face to face with the mythical creature. For those less romantic souls, in reality, Columbus most likely saw manatees, or the now extinct Steller's sea cows.
Yeah. And what's funny is that the person who was narrating this keeps going back to the obvious. These are like some of these are like super fantastical manatee sightings. I'm telling you.
For those who believe, maybe he really did see mermaids, because otherwise, how could a seasoned sailor mistake a chubby aquatic animal for a half-fish woman? Number 3, South Africa.
Maybe they were in the water for too long, guys. Maybe they were hungry. Maybe they were in the sun for too long. Maybe they're not getting enough sleep. Guys, there's so many things that could affect you, like psychologically, when you're surrounded by all of that water and that terribly unsafe ship, right? So yeah, manatees.
2008. In 2008, a legendary mermaid called the Cayman made waves in South Africa. A group of friends went camping near a river when they heard loud splashing and banging noises. Upon further investigation, the group came upon a woman in the water. The woman appeared to be pale white with long black hair. Her skin had an opalescence that made her seem as if she was nearly glowing. The most shocking feature was seen when the woman turned to the group. She had piercing red eyes. Another witness said the mermaid made a sorrowful sound like a woman crying. After a moment of chaos with the group, the mermaid disappeared into the murky water. People of South Africa are leery of the Cayman, as she is known for pulling people under and trapping them beneath the depths with the objects you most desire. Number 2, Israel.
That's a little weird, guys.
2009.
Because kind of all the things that were just mentioned would define something living deep underneath the ocean, right? I mean, a little weird. Still no proof, though.
2009, mermaid fever swept through the Israeli town of Kiryat Yam as people in the town claimed to see a being that was part young woman and part fish. The mermaid began making appearances at dusk, often performing tricks for locals and tourists alike. The first local to have seen the mermaid claims that she was sunbathing, and as he and his friends approached her, she bounded from the sand and disappeared into the waves. They were all shocked to discover that the sunbathing woman had no legs, but a tail instead. This one sighting was not an isolated event. As word spread about the mermaid, hundreds of people came forward claiming that they had seen the Kiryat Yam mermaid. The Kiryat Yam mermaid has become so popular that the town council offered a $1 million reward for any evidence that this mysterious creature exists.
I would like to double that.
So far, the prize remains unclaimed. Number 1.
I would like to triple that.
Zimbabwe, 2012. In 2012, an irate mermaid scared construction crews of Zimbabwe away from their work on the Gokwe and Osborne dams. At Gokwe, machinery mysteriously broke down, and the local workmen blamed mermaids, or as they're referred to by locals, the Mamba Muntu. At the Osborne Dam, divers went down to inspect some pipes. They emerged vowing to never go down there again. The appearance of the mermaids was seen as an ill omen. The local council, in an attempt to pursue the continued installation of irrigation pumps, hired white workers to finish the job instead. They felt that workers who didn't know about the local superstitions would work no matter what went wrong. However, these workers also fled the construction site, and they vowed never to return due to the rage and harassment caused by the Zimbabwe River Mermaid.
All right, really quickly, guys, let's have to see exactly what this was. Apparently, it's a lake. If there were mermaids existing within this Lake Osborne, right? Where do they come from? What I mean by that is that there's nothing at all connecting this lake to the ocean. Nothing, guys. It's at least 600-700 miles to the closest bit of water, guys. Big water, at least. So, what is this even about? But all right.
In an attempt to placate the Mamba Muntu, local council members and chieftains decided to hire a healer to perform cleansing rituals. The rituals included brewing beer and slaughtering cattle. What makes this sighting so odd is that Zimbabwe is landlocked. Mermaids are associated with the sea, but these sightings are associated with rivers. What was causing the chaos during the construction of the dams? If you're interested in learning more about mermaids, Animal Planet aired a series of specials called Mermaids, the Body of Evidence, and Mermaids, the New Evidence. Many people believed these specials, one woman going so far to say that if the NOAA was lying about mermaids, they must be lying about everything else, like climate change. This series was so successful that the Discovery Channel produced their own series called Mermaids. Thanks for watching.
Right.
Remember to subscribe and click here for more videos. See you next time. Bye!
All right, guys. I haven't really found anything that was like super like unique, I would say. The one in Zimbabwe is just doesn't make any sense, guys. I'm sorry. That's probably the one that makes the least amount of sense, even in a sea of things that just don't make any sense. Extremely entertaining video, guys, but I would just need more. I need a lot more proof, and that's basically you taking I don't know, a 61 megapixel image, or at least filming it in 12K so I can zoom in, guys, right? That's kind of where I'm at mentally, in order for me to just accept it. But all right, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day and enjoy your day thoroughly.